All right, let me go ahead and kick this off and tell you what you're looking at. Now, I have a dozen. If I can get them all in the viewfinder here, I've got a dozen of my all-time best. Now, it just so happens that they come from one bin that I keep all these in. And right here on my front porch, while we have very little natural light left, and thanks for tuning in to Indian Trace, I've got a selection, and I didn't really select it except for I knew the bin that I really hadn't highlighted in maybe a year. I mean, maybe more now. There's a couple here that have been recently added, as in this year, but some of these are found as far as 4 years back, and it's not long for some people because you've been collecting for 30 years. But I've only really been collecting since 2012. But I want to show you what I would consider my very top points. They come from one bin. I keep them in there just to keep them safe. Figured I'd pull them out today because, and as we go through them, the reason I'm going to show these is just a different environment, different type of video. Because of the fact that I realize now as I continue to go forward, and like I said, I haven't even collected 5 solid years yet. But these points are incredible. And I've been blessed. I realize now how rare it is. You know, when you're first collecting whatever, you find one, you're like, oh, that's cool. And you don't really have as much of perspective. And I want to get as close as I can to show you these in the flyby. And from different angles as we go along, and I just share my heart on them. You know, I challenge you, put up a video out there. A lot of you have been collecting so long, and you put up new videos, and we don't ever really know the history of your best or what you've been finding. Whether it's Creek Dalton or Richard or Flint Spall, I can go on and on. Whether it's, you know, Dirt Flipping Cajun. We don't get to see the totality of your best. The best finds for however long you've been collecting. It doesn't matter. Now I know that might come up to be hundreds of points for some of you guys. Now I have hundreds of points, but for me it's clear. I have one bin that I routinely either change or maintain with the very best finds, which in category can have a lot of different qualities about them. Now, going back to the beginning here, just real quick, that's from Mecca. That's from Mecca. You've heard of sites that I've hunted. You've seen them on videos. That's rhyolite. This right here, I think this is from Crosslands. No, actually it's from Highlands. That was a great find. Really happy about that. That has a particular lot of characteristics. And when it comes to characteristics for me, there's just certain personal qualities about certain pieces that make them favorites for me. This is a dozen of my most spectacular finds. Here's a piece from B&B Field, Site 5. I think I'm shaking too much. I got to stop that. Here's another piece from Mecca. I mean, just stunning. I appreciate them more now because of the fact that I realize the rarity. As you collect longer, you realize what becomes and what is rare and what is not. And I won't turn them all around. The backs are just as nice as the fronts, but I'm just going to give us a good look. This is a great spear point. Great piece. That was found at Outer Edge. Haven't been able to get there that often. Here's actually a newer piece that I added, and it's pink. Great serrations. I found that at Hidden Hill. On camera. Here's a piece right here from the Vulture. Just like that particularly. Just had some great qualities about that piece. Here's a piece that's been seen before. Of course, a lot of these have, but not in a long time. I mean, we plow through videos, and then we never turn back. Rhyolite from Dunes. Out here on the bricks. And as we move forward, let me just rearrange, excuse me a second. Look at this piece. This is one of my all-time, I mean, when we say that, there's all these 12 are like all-time favorites. This piece is staggering to me. And to give you an idea of the size of these things, and I dare not pick them up much on the rock or over rock. These are found exactly as I found them. Never dropped one, never broken one. I found this at Notchville, and I was just flipping out. Just a unique type of point for me. Love that. So we're looking at some of my top 12. Easy, because I just had to go to one bin and pull them out, and haven't been posting lately because Crop Block has come here for the most part. I've got a couple places, maybe one, maybe two. I can check maybe tomorrow. Here's a piece that came from Plateau. I mean, almost 3 years ago. Incredible piece of rhyolite. These last three I'll pick up a little bit and dare to do it. I mean, you might get to see me drop one live. No, I don't want to even talk about that. Look at this piece. It's been seen before. I don't know if I got to film it. I think I did a ways back, but just such incredible, good stuff. And now I realize when I find pieces, whether or not immediately they're really rare and valuable or not, just based on having a track record for 5 years. And of course, this is in my all-time top. Now, I got a couple at the bottom of my bin, and this does not include Guilfords. I had them in a different section. But one section on the top, a top bin of my all-time greatest finds. It's just worth just a little bit of time going through them. This one, I mean, I dare not even pick it up. I don't even know how this survived. This is from Mecca. Actually, I changed it to Hardstone because there's two sections there. For those of you who really study this stuff, it is ground off the bottom. You've seen it. It's been recognized. It's just crazy. And it is beveled. It's crazy is what it is. I'm holding it with fear. Don't usually bring these out, but I figured, hey, let me bring them out. Let me do something a little different. Focus and pay attention to what you're doing, you know, because they're valuable. You can't buy these things. You can barely find them. Just craziness. Anyway, that's a fantastic look as the light goes down, and maybe as I sweep back through these, you always go out and you hope that you'll find an absolute incredible smoker. But these are what I call an incredible dozen smokers for me. And they just magnetize your attentions for the next time you go out hunting. And you hope. And they come along. They really do, because I've got one or two that are new to this box. And I guess a lot of you would tell me it's been relatively short amount of time. Relatively short amount of time. I think the light is good because I'm looking at color through the camera, and it's coming out real good, and I just wanted to give an opportunity just to have a little bit of a museum visit on 12 of what at least are my favorite points. I can't say are my top points. I've got different types, small ones, Guilfords, that are the bigger ones that don't fit in compartments down the bottom, but at least in terms of this, 12 that are favorites for me. And why not? I can't even see one that you'd blink at. Every one is not just a day maker, but a week maker. And this piece of rhyolite. Which one steals the show, right? If I can get them all in there, I don't know if I can. Look at that. Just doesn't work. Which end you go to, right? Just to try to get them all in there in a lineup to finish up. Appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace, and if you have the patience to watch this, then you really have a love for this stuff. From a distance, so you get the whole set, I'll just go through the 12 in doubles from the top. Mind-blowing. So I'll go out and hope, as we all will. Appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace. Hope you find out there.